y'all. I'm April.
And I'm Caroline.
And this
is your Bloody Happy Hour.
Caroline, are you ready for this?
This is your newest guilty pleasure.
It's the bloodiest part of your week.
Did we say something about it also being happy hour?
Show did.
Because we about to be sipping on some murder. Bloody Happy Hour.
Lee was abducted from campus. Notlolo was walking home. Kevin had gone out to a meeting. Sheldine was playing in the garden. And Uyanene was in line at the post office. It Happened Here is a new true crime podcast that approaches everyone's favorite podcast genre from a journalistic and ethical perspective. One that tells victim stories and doesn't make heroes out of the monsters. It's an independent show, researched and presented by me, Kate Thompson-Davey, a true crime nerd just like you. If you like your stories intersectional, your facts accurate, and your sarcasm dry, search for It Happened Here on your preferred podcast app.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
This is April.
Who's that?
Oh, was I supposed to?
No, you're good.
Okay.
This is April, but you hear another voice.
Who is that? He's somebody who's famous.
He's pretty famous.
Not even.
So we have a guest. His name is Andrew G.
Yes, hello.
He may be wanted, so I'm not going to say his whole name.
I know there's several people who definitely want to kick my ass now.
Okay. So this
You can say the whole name if you want to.
Okay.
But I'm just Andrew G, darling.
Andrew G.
Darling.
Yes.
I love it.
He is a fellow podcaster, and I stumbled on him for two reasons. One reason, this motherfucker's going against us for the Waco Podcast Award.
Oh.
Not really. We're all Rogue Media.
Yeah.
It just Rogue Media needs to win at some point. And then I forgot all about the voting, so we ain't voted in I haven't voted in 2 weeks.
No comment.
But his podcast is
He's
called
been voting every day.
No, me.
You deserve it then.
Anyway, go ahead. Thank
His
you.
podcast is called The Public Affair.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about your podcast?
Yeah, okay. So I started the podcast back in June no, it was July. My birthday is when I announced it. So our first episode was on July 6, 2020, middle of the pandemic. You know, I was in radio for a long time. And then, not anymore, but as of 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
But,
Wow.
Yeah. And so I was really looking for the next step in my career. And I had a friend who always told me you should start a YouTube channel. Well, I never wanted to have a show where it was just me talking to myself, because years prior I tried to do that in my apartment, and I thought, we're going to talk about celebrity gossip and shit, and then it ended up being really gay.
Okay.
And so I scrapped it, yeah. And so I remember just meeting around and doing my research, and I said, if I'm going to do this, I'd like to interview different types of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's the podcast that interviews all the rappers. There's the podcast that does everything else. I want to interview everybody. You know what I mean? I want to get to know about everybody and their endeavors, and even the underdog. You know what I mean? Maybe the person looking for that opportunity, to be heard. You know what I mean? Because I just remember that when I started in radio as well. And so I met with Rogue. I met with somebody else, but that wasn't gonna work out. So I met with Rogue afterwards, and I met with Mike, and it's just history since then.
Mike is it. He's where
I love
it's
Mike.
at.
So I've had all kinds of guests. My first guest was a rapper. The next was a realtor. The next was a drummer. The next was a singer. I had a girl who takes her clothes off on the internet.
Ooh.
I have radio DJs. I have foodies. I have barbers. I have all kinds of
OnlyFans people on there.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I love Isabel too. I love her. I think she's doing exactly what she should be doing, because she's fucking gorgeous.
Okay.
And if I had a body like hers, I'd be flicking my twat on the internet too. Absolutely. I wouldn't work another day in my life.
Do you
I wouldn't.
flick it?
I whatever you do to it, I don't know, but I would do it, and I would never have to get up and go to work. I would just have to get up and spread eagle for 30 minutes, and I made $30,000. That's it,
Yes.
But it's interesting, and I always just felt everybody's always scared to ask the question. Everybody's always scared to oh no, I don't want to talk about this, that, or the other, because it might offend everybody. And I was like, no, fuck that, I'm gonna do it. And especially
it.
Yeah, I did. And it's like really great.
What
and
are like some of those questions? Like, what do you?
I mean, okay, so like I had a trans woman on the show. Shout out Cece.
I did watch that one.
Wasn't
Yes.
it great? Did I answer all the questions?
Yes.
Thank you. That's what I'm talking about.
Tell April.
I wanted to know how her as a trans woman, and she's so cool if we talk about it. That's why I fucking love about it.
Yeah.
Like her as a trans woman who still has her bottom parts, as in a penis, dates, or she's more interested, from what I understand, trans men who still have vaginas. You know what I mean? Like they still have their, like they were in a full blown relationship. I had questions about that. I had questions about like being trans, because I'm not trans, so I don't get trans.
Yeah.
Like I'm not straight, so I don't get straight. You're not gay, so you don't understand gay. And so I only understand like effing married men. So that's it. You know what I mean? So I had a lot of questions. And so she did. She came on and she answered them. You know what I mean? And, you know, people might like, the behavior will be reciprocated back at me. And then I answer whatever too. I don't care.
There you go.
Like I have an episode coming out, you said by the time this episode comes out, it'll be Thanksgiving. So in a couple weeks that I might have stirred the pot on some things. And I really stepped on it and decided I'm going to leave it in there, because that's what the show is. It's authenticity.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Love it.
And that's what it is.
Real.
And it's real life experience that I have, and my truth, and you know what I feel like I'm allowed to share, and nobody's gonna stop me. So what's up?
Our Patreon,
Love it.
Our Patreon's going to be called Real, Raw, and Ratchet.
Ooh.
And it sounds like that's what your show
Just basically is.
Well,
real, raw, with a little bit of ratchet in there,
it
just
sounds
enough.
like if you had an OnlyFans, April, that should be your OnlyFans name. Real, Raw, and Ratchet.
Get you on. Get you on.
Is there,
OnlyFans.
is there an old version, old person version?
No, there's all kinds of people on there. I tried to get one of my friends who was on episode 49 of my podcast to really start it.
Yeah.
But, you know, now he's about to be a dad, so it's like he's had a change of heart. I was like, but bro, like even if you still do it, it does not even matter. Do you know how many gay people would pay you to see your pee-pee on the internet? I would. I would pay you
But
to
can't
support.
you do like your feet or something weird,
You
like
can
your
do
hands,
that.
or
People
like
buy your dirty panties. Like
Like, yeah.
absolutely,
Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
I will
I'm in.
go sell some panties.
Caroline
Yes.
is about
I'm
it.
on it.
She actually
If somebody-
needs no more.
If somebody told you they were going to pay you $3,000 to buy your dirty ass panties,
yeah.
you just go buy some new ones, girl.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you buy
Who
the good
cares?
ones too
Who
this
even
time.
cares?
Okay, and then the more expensive you have to buy, the more you could sell them for. Like I don't know, these were pink, bitch. Like these are name brand. These aren't the Walmart ones.
These ain't, these are Vicky.
So it's
These
hard
are Vicky.
when people ask me what the public affair is about. It's really hard to say so, because I just feel like it's about everything. It's just about
And it
being.
probably evolves.
It does, and it's evolved so much in over a year, and the reception's been really great, and I'm just very grateful.
When
for
was
it.
your year anniversary?
July 6th.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we're just a year and some change.
So
in.
how many episodes is that?
When
I know
hit,
y'all just did your 69th episode.
Or
So
like
I guess you're on your
70.
70th.
Okay, so as of the recording of y'all's show, I'm on episode 72. Episode 73 would be out right now with Eric Linares. And then episode 74 with, did I announce it? Because this is Thanksgiving. Yeah. Episode 74 with Abraham and Sarahi Franco, who is a couple, will be on that episode as well.
Okay.
So so by the time everybody's listening to this, that episode, I would have announced that episode already.
So if you're real nosy like I am, tune in. Tune in to know. You know what? I loved the episode with the new chief.
Oh, yeah.
Doctor, Chief. I don't know what you say first. You say
I
Chief
called
first?
her, because I didn't know too.
Doctor-
She said I can call her Cheryl, but everybody, you know, it's PC. So she's like, you should call her Chief Cheryl Victorian.
Cheryl
yeah,
Victoria.
so-
Okay.
She's like,
The new chief of police.
She's
she
so
took
awesome.
Swanson's position, right?
Okay.
When he left.
I don't know who that is. That was the thing. I only reached out to her because I thought it'd be different.
Yeah.
Like I had not
Yeah.
had a cop on the show, and why not go for the biggest
Yeah.
one? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like the top dog, you know?
Yes.
She was cool as hell. I liked her. I didn't think she was gonna do it, but she did.
She seemed really legit, but she had a good story.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I'm a big fan of her. And then I just kind of listened. I listened to DJ, one of the DJs, and his story was
Was
devastating.
it DJ JoJo who was
Yeah.
adopted? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I did not know that about him either. And when he
And
told us.
you didn't even ask. It just like diarrhea at
You
the
know
mouth.
what's so great about the public affair is that sometimes I don't even be asking. So I do write like a list of notes of things that I might want to like touch on.
Yeah.
And then they just be spilling their tea, girl. I had a whole couple on here talk about their infidelity, their past of infidelity, and that was not in the topic of conversation.
I'm too
and
nosy for that.
I was in it, but I appreciate them for that because you're supposed to feel like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
we
I
all
I think
got
you might drug them before they come.
no,
You
girl.
offer them a water.
I offer them a drink, and sometimes they don't want to drink. Most times, and thank you for buying my Apothic Red. I
Yes.
appreciate that. That's my favorite wine. And I just feel like you're supposed to, like, everybody has skeletons in their closet. And I always tell everybody, I'm going to unload your clip before you can throw it in my face. Like, I am going to tell you, yes, I slept with that pastor. It was an accident. Yeah, you know, he told me he was in insurance. Yeah, yes, that was an accident. The majority of men that I slept with have been married, but we keep it between us. Hello, is the slogan of the show. And so I moved here about 15 years ago. And I just feel like as far as being gay, everybody like fucking knows. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, nobody's freaking stupid. My mom used to ask my cousins to ask me if I was gay, and she denies it to this day. I'm like, Mom, you bitch. Like, yes, you did. Yeah, and she did. And so, you know, I moved out when I was 18, and then, you know, I got my life together. And then I think I came out. I was dating a guy who was 10 years older than me when I was 21, and he was a fucking loser. And like, I had to go pick him up. But you know, like your first boyfriend. You know
listen,
what I mean?
I was married to a really big loser.
There you go.
So...
Oh shit! I'm glad we didn't do all that. But this guy was 31. I was 21. He didn't have shit to prop to piss in. I don't know what he's doing now. And so, I, you know, I was on the radio and had the public affair. But since then, and so. I came out to one of my friends and then like all my other people, like when I was basically, I guess, 21, and my parents, or my mom at the very least. And then I think my dad found out I was gay when I started the public affair.
Oh, really?
I think, and because I'd never had that conversation with him. And then one day he saw the show, I was like, all right. And then, but I will say the hardest persons to come out to was like my best friend Jaime, because he's a heterosexual guy. Like, he's married, and at the time he was getting engaged to his now wife.
Okay.
And you know, we were just evolving, like we were growing up, and things were happening. Like he's about to, like he just had a kid and this and that. And I was going to their wedding in Vegas. And I knew that I was going to bring this guy that I had met. I was 24 at this point.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I just really have to talk to you. Like, how do you feel? I know we're dating people, you know what I mean? Like, you got a girlfriend, you guys are like, you're getting married. You guys always ask me, like, what? And I was like, do you care who I date? And he's like, bro, you're the only one, like, making a big deal about it. As a matter of fact, we used to get drunk and make bets on when you were going to come out.
Oh,
yeah, so he just didn't care.
Yeah, they just knew.
And
usually people get so stressed out about that part, but everybody around you knows.
Right. Everybody fucking, nobody's stupid.
Yeah.
So I just like completely, I have been fortunate where I haven't had to face ridicule about being like, nobody's ever shunned me for it. I understand that exists, but it doesn't happen to me. So like, I just be minding my business.
Which is nice, especially being in Waco. I mean,
well, yeah, but I also didn't give a fuck.
Right.
I mean, shit, they haven't canceled my podcast yet. So. But you know what? I think when you're consistent from the beginning and you tell everybody that you're a whore from the very start, then it's nothing.
There
like,
you go.
You can't say shit. So that's
raw,
what it is.
real, and ratchet.
Raw, real, and ratchet.
Well, except nobody's hitting this club up raw. You have to no.
No raw.
No, ma'am.
No
because
raw.
I'll end up in jail with an STD. Screw that.
Hell. Okay,
So,
wait. I have my questions that I like to do that nobody does.
Oh, let's do it.
Okay, so there's a lot of things about these murders and serial killers that go back to childhood. So I have to know, were you ever given porn as a child? Maybe from a father or mother, or just that's just part of what we see in a lot of these killings.
We discovered porn when I was 8 years old.
Oh, that was early.
And you want to know how, though? And oh God, the parents are going to get so mad for me telling this story. When we used to go to my cousin's house when we lived in New York, it was when cable was like a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like if you had cable, you were the shit. And there was this thing called the Spice Channel. Okay, so when we were hanging out, the way we grew up was the kids always had to stay in the room. Like, we were never allowed to be outside congregating with the parents. You know what I mean? And so sometimes they would put the cable in the bedroom, like in his parents' bedroom.
Yeah.
And then they would put the cable in his parents' bedroom. And so my cousin was like, hey guys, watch this. And it was the Spice Channel, and it was porn. And we were like, what is this? You know what I mean? After that, I think that's why I'm a whore. I don't think that's why I'm
Oh my gosh, you know what that reminded me of? Yeah. I did see a porn video when I was little. I found it with my cousin, and we were like cleaning her mom's house, and it was like on this dresser, and it was like a VHS.
Yeah.
But we just watched a little bit because we were like, what? Like, we were real in shock.
Yeah, like I saw my first vagina, and that's how I knew, girls. I was like,
that's real
but
weird.
Then the dude's taking his shirt off. I was like, oh, wait a second.
Hey,
you know,
Daddy. Hey,
now it's getting good. Yeah. You know?
Now I like this.
So that's when I discovered my first porn.
Okay, question number 2. Okay. What comes to your mind? These are just random. What comes to your mind if you see like a pineapple or red mulch?
What is red mulch?
I'm just
you know what mulch is?
Pineapple.
Is that stuff that goes on the floor?
in the garden.
Oh, in the garden.
I mean, is it just like a nothing? It means nothing. They mean they're just like a fruit and a
married man's house.
A married man's house. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell them what it means, April.
So we found out, we had a guest on the podcast, and her friend was moving to Austin.
Yeah.
And she was warned, watch what neighborhood you move into because there's these swinger districts.
Oh.
And you don't want to move into these swinger neighborhoods. So she ordered a book, and the signs of swingers households are red mulch, upside down pineapple on the mailbox.
Okay.
Or in the like a flag in the yard.
Yeah.
And then it's like the ring is like black. And there's even signs when you go to the grocery store. So if you go to the grocery store and you see somebody pushing a cart and a pineapple is at the end of the cart,
I'm following them home. What is his
there's
number?
like signal. There's a book on it. There's a book on it.
And
so
then guess what
anyways,
this bitch did? She went and she could put red mulch all up in her.
We're about to put our house up for sale.
Did you put some red mulch?
My husband put some red mulch.
Hell yeah.
It looks the best.
Yeah, I think you should totally do it.
Well, I mean, we're not offering. We're just trying to sell the house. But I guess if that helps us sell the house, maybe.
I would do it if I knew him. Like, anyway.
Question, my last one.
Okay.
Have you ever been scammed? Have you ever scammed anyone?
I have been scammed.
Tell me more.
Does a loser ass dude count? I took this
Yes,
guy to
absolutely.
Vegas. I took that same guy that I took to my best friend's wedding. To this day, bro, you owe me $300 at least.
Oh,
He told me he lost his money on the car that picks you up from the airport to the hotel. He said that he dropped it in between the seats. And so, you know,
I would believe every.
I was a dumbass. I believe that he was like, oh my God, it was like $300. And I said, don't worry, I got everything. I mean, I paid for the fucking flights. I paid for the food. I paid for everything. I paid for that nigga Starbucks. I paid for every fucking thing. You know what I mean? And then on the last day of Vegas, because we didn't even have sex, on the last day of Vegas, I know, right? Bitch, I was waking up in fucking pajamas in Vegas.
That's unacceptable.
In pajamas.
Unacceptable.
Full pajamas.
I'm talking about fucking athletic shorts and a t-shirt, bitch. I was like, what the fuck? And so he told me on the last day, he goes, I just don't think that you're attractive. I don't like you like that. I almost left his ass in Vegas.
He was
probably
not gay.
No, he's very, very gay.
Okay.
He's actually a stupid ass gay bitch. But no, you know what? No, not for nothing.
He's coming on next week.
I haven't. Hey, he don't got shit. I don't know where he lives now, but he was another one that didn't have shit. Like I don't, you know, I feel like that's how I got scammed because I liked it. Like he was very attractive. I will say, time has passed. I don't have no bad blood. Like you know,
you sound like you're over it.
I am.
I'm not.
But it's funny. This is what I'm talking about. You see, don't villainize me because I'm just telling my truth.
No, I know.
Yeah, we really did go to Vegas. You really didn't pay for a goddamn thing, and you really had the time of your life, and then ended it with telling me that I wasn't shit. You ain't shit. So shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
That's
Does that count as a scam?
Oh, absolutely.
That does? Okay.
Absolutely.
I was bamboozled.
Yes.
I have. Is that all your questions?
That's all my questions.
My last one. Are you an equal opportunity dater?
Meaning, what's that mean?
Like, do you like Chicanos? Do you like white guys? Do you like blonde hair?
Mike, what is my type?
What is your type? Are you attracted to Mike? Is that what you're trying to say?
I like them. No English.
You don't want them to know English?
Chubby, rough ass hands. They just climbed that fence into the U.S. border. They are looking for somebody who to marry immediately, and they need papers. Like that is my fucking vice.
Is it really?
You know what? Yeah.
So where do you find these guys at?
Every fucking where.
Craigslist. Back
Grindr.
Grindr.
Yeah.
Grindr. I just learned about Grindr.
I had the slutty Grindr weekend that I talked about on episode. What was it? Episode 69. Episode 69.
Ooh,
I talked about
fitting.
with Joe Maraquin and Roman Guajardo, and I talked about my slutty Grindr weekend. I did. I met like one guy on there. He was cool as fuck. You know what I mean? And he was definitely fit the complete category. Like, I'll marry him. Like, I don't give a fuck. You know? And then
just to keep him here.
Yeah. And then there was, I prefer like Latin men. Like, I'm a Latino. You know what I mean? And I guess, I've definitely effed white guys too. I haven't effed a black guy yet, which.
No, never.
No, I haven't. But I heard that once you go, that's I'm scared.
You're scared.
I've suddenly, since I watched Squid Games, have gotten into like Asians.
Hell, I tried to watch that damn show. I couldn't watch it.
No, the guy that everybody hates, that's like, I
You
would
love
totally,
him?
yeah. We're going down together in this, and I'm going down on you before this happens.
Getting hot up in here.
Yes, darling.
Yes.
I told you I was coming with it.
Yes.
I didn't need the wine.
You don't even need the wine.
So the reason why I'm not drinking the wine either, though, is because I have cut back on the drinking a lot. Because since a year ago, when I started working out with Dominic Gutierrez at Soko Soccer Academy, I've lost over 55 pounds.
Wait, say the place again. I never know what.
Soko Soccer Academy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they unfortunately they don't have their gym portion right now, but they do skills training, like soccer skills training. So he still has that, very successful. And I worked out with him for a year, and he whipped my ass into shape. So part of losing my weight was cutting back on the drink. I was drinking beer like all the time.
Yeah,
like Margaret, and that, you don't understand how fat that makes you. You know, yeah. So, but I do like to indulge in a glass of red wine. It's just. Last night I recorded Buchanan's. The night before that, Buchanan's. I hung out with my friends this past weekend about a whole bottle of Apothic Red.
So I am bringing you guys the British Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh.
I need to know: are you into true crime at all?
No, yeah, yes. I mean, probably
you
I'm not
watch?
obsessed with it. Oh God, okay. What's the ID channel?
Oh,
Is my
yep.
shit. Like Wives with Knives is my shit. I
even know Wives with
there's
Knives.
Wives with Knives. I love okay, you know what I really like is like Lifetime movies about it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that the same thing? No, not really.
No.
Anything counts.
Like the
It's
Lacey,
usually true.
The Lacey Peterson story is like mind-boggling to me.
Okay.
I still don't think that that's real.
He did it.
Unfortunately, like rest in peace to the family, but like Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
because I can't believe that happened because fucking Scott Peterson is fine as hell.
Oh, well, yeah.
He is, isn't
Are
it?
you the type that would write him a letter?
I mean, if whatever.
You probably
wrote
should.
your back?
If I go to jail, can I be your girlfriend, please? Just without the killing and the torsos, like I just, you know what I mean?
Just
Stuff like that. Yeah. Murder things are just like so. I don't know. I have to shift my paradigm.
Yeah.
when I talk about that because it's so like it's unreal that shit
It's
happens.
unreal.
It's so unreal.
I
yeah.
need you to shift
This
your
is
paradigm.
this one is
Get ready. Whatever you got to
Okay.
do, here's a shift.
I'm in.
Trigger warning, you guys, listeners. I'm going to say a lot of words.
that have not already been said.
Hopefully, if you're one of our bloodies, like you're used to this, you love this, your mouth is watering for like dirty, bloody murder stuff. But I'm going to say penis a lot.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about sodomy a lot.
Yes.
And hopefully, you love a good necrophiliac.
Oh. Are you a necrophiliac?
I am not.
Okay. Would
Never
you be down?
have been.
Huh?
Would you be down?
No.
No.
Do you know what a necrophiliac
Are
is?
they the ones that have sex with dead people?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fucking weird. Like,
It is.
can you
so
imagine
weird.
like
Would
pounding
you
the
be
pork out of
down
somebody
is
and
not
they're
a-
just like dead? Like,
I'm like,
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know how you would do it.
Let me tell you how this guy ended up being a necrophiliac. So this guy's name is Dennis Nilsen.
Mm-hmm.
He's known as the British Jeffrey Dahmer, and he's known as the civil servants. Okay? So he is probably, I'm not even going to tell you the serial killers that he is mixed with. I want you to like that he emulates. I want you to be able to tell me.
Okay,
Well, I'm
we
just
already
going to
said
test
that.
your knowledge.
Okay.
We already said Jeffrey Dahmer. There's
Right.
at least one more, but you could probably get two.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to start off with the end. So it was February 8th, 1983, and there's this plumber that was on a routine call. His name was Michael, and he had a routine call at a house in London. And the guy called in, and they were like, my toilet's not working. Our pipes are blocked. They've been blocked for at least 5 days. Like, come on, unclog my stuff. I need to flush my toilet, right? So plumber comes out and he checks the pipes in this residence, and this residence had multiple like complexes in there. And he's like, there's nothing wrong on the inside. Like, it's not here. Let me go outside and check outside. So he goes, and there's these manholes. Do we even still have those?
What is that?
Yeah, like
It's
the gutters. Yeah.
It's
Like a
it's the-
cesspool?
No, you know that big like
circle thing
that
in
you
the
move
middle of the road.
and you like walk
Yeah.
down. Okay, so he climbed down in the manhole,
Ugh.
and there's the drain pipe there. So he's like searching. This is his job every day, like searching the drain pipe, and it smells
Like death.
horrible. But it's sewage system, so it always smells horrible,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But this is different.
Oh shit!
no.
Oh shit! Oh my god!
So he's like pulling.
like on
He's
my
like, what
leg.
is this? Let me pull all this gunk out of there. It's not hair. It pulls it out, and there's like meat and there's like bone chips, and he's like, I think this is flesh.
Oh my, I've died.
He just died. This is human flesh. I'm not sure about this.
Yeah.
So he goes back up and he calls his boss. And this is London. And so he's like, man, I think I just found some human flesh in the drain pipe. And the boss was like, don't worry about it. Just go home. We'll come back in the morning.
No. You're coming back in the morning. Okay, yeah, fuck that. Okay.
Because it's about to get dark. If he came out there, he couldn't see anyways. He was like,
quit,
I'm sure it's like chicken. That's what he said.
Chicken?
Somebody's flushing their chicken down the toilet.
Okay,
like
that's normal. That's like
breast.
homeboy flushing the damn wigs down the toilet. Like, that ain't gonna work.
Normal.
No.
So the next morning, they show up at the crack of dawn, and they go to the drain pipe, and it's clear. There's no more flesh. There's no more bones. And they're like, who would have cleaned this out? It did rain, but he put it in a place to where rain wouldn't even get it.
Yeah.
So somebody went down there, and they cleaned it out. So they went back up, and they were talking to neighbors. And one of the neighbors was like, the guy from the upstairs flat was like meddling around all night. And he had these long gloves on. And we've smelled something for weeks now. Oh. So they go and they check another drain pipe. And there is phalanges. What are phalanges?
Fingers.
Finger bones.
Oh, my God.
There is flesh and meat. They call the police because they're like, this can only come from the upstairs flat. They say flat in London.
Right.
So
that means like apartment.
Yeah,
okay.
Apartment. So they call the police, and the police is like, send that shit on.
Yeah.
Like, let's get that tested. Who lives up there? Oh, it's a guy named Dennis Nilsen. Mm-hmm. So we need to talk to Dennis.
Right.
So they knock on Dennis's door. Nobody answers because he's gone to work. He's a civil servant. He works at Manpower. Have y'all heard of Manpower?
No.
Manpower is like jack of all trades.
Oh, okay.
They help people get jobs.
Get jobs, right.
Yeah, like, I don't know what another place is called. Power Employment. I don't know what it is.
Right.
So he's at work. They wait for his ass. They find out that Dennis lives at home alone with his dog, border collie named Bleep.
Bleep?
And his name is Bleep.
Okay, that's weird anyways.
Yeah, what the hell?
Bleep? Hey, Bleep.
And he just looks like a little basic, old, frail, like white guy. Uh-huh. And they're like, come on, Dennis. We know you got some, we know you got the rest of the bodies in there. Like, let us in.
Yeah.
And Dennis was like, yeah, I do.
That's it. Yeah.
He did not put up a fight.
Podcast over.
He wasn't like,
I'm actually scared.
Where's your search warrant? He was like, sure, come on in.
Oh my goodness.
So he told them, check the wardrobe, check my closet. It's like the wardrobe. Uh-huh. You'll see some bags. So they pulled out these bags, right?
No, I'm already done. Yeah.
And then they already arrested. So then they're like, okay, you're going downtown. So they arrested him and take him back. And on the way to the police station, they said, so Dennis, exactly how many bodies are there? Are there like 2 or 3? Mm-hmm. And Dennis was like, nah, bruh. There's probably about 15 or 16.
Oh.
But there's only 3 here. But if you go to my old place, you'll find the rest of them.
Oh my God. No way.
So
this is like Joseph Fritzl.
I'm waiting for this story because I have questions. Go ahead.
Oh, stop me and ask the question because
it's going to come up in the story, but I need to know like why he was doing that. You know what I mean? Like,
I was coming, baby.
Okay, you're coming. Okay.
Ask your question and she'll say, just wait. I'll tell you.
Here it come. So now they know there's more bodies, but then they're like, wait a minute, we got a serial killer. Why don't we know anybody's missing?
Right.
Oh, they're prostitutes again? Sex workers.
They are all the things.
Sex workers.
So while Dennis is at the police station with this detective, the people are going through these bags. Let me tell you what's in these bags.
Oh, give
Bag
it to
number
me.
1. Take a drink. Nigga, I know you're thirsty.
No, I'm trying to cork my wine. I'm getting nervous. I'm just trying to like.
I was just pour it.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so in bag number 1, where to go? There was a man's left side of his chest, and the arm was attached.
Oh,
shit. That's it. No hands. Bag number 2, the right side of the chest, arm attached, no hand.
Yeah.
In the third bag, there's the torso.
Oh.
And then a bunch of human offal. Remember the word offal from Catherine Knight? When
No.
it's like just body and you chop it up, and that's how they make dog food. It's like ribs and look at Mike and like everything, body parts.
Why is Mike looking all scary? Like all spooky and shit behind me. Stop.
So there's the torso and there's like this slop, but it's like human remains slop in that other bag.
Yeah.
And then there's another bag with 2 human heads. And one of the heads was like half the meat was boiled off.
Oh,
Boiled
shoot.
off?
Boiled.
What? So these are men and women, right? That are in the bags?
These are all men.
Oh, so
Oh, they're
they're
all
not
men.
sex workers or prostitutes, unless they're
They're
well,
escorts.
They're not
They're
street
gigolos.
workers.
Cheryl Victorian said I'm not allowed to have one of those.
Oh,
You're
that's
not allowed to have a gigolo?
No, she said that's like the same thing as prostitution. I was like, you've never seen gigolos on HBO? Yeah, come on.
Listen.
I
Nobody.
don't know the difference actually.
Of what and
A
what?
gigolo and a prostitute?
A gigolo is somebody that I pay, like a man, to hang out with me, and if we do it, that's just between the two of us. I'm not paying you for
You're
that.
paying for,
I'm paying you
like-
for your company.
Okay,
To take
okay.
me on a date and pretend you like me.
Okay,
And then a prostitute, I think, is I'm actually paying you to have sex with me.
Hmm.
Yeah, which I think is illegal.
Well,
Yeah.
they're
Oh,
probably
yeah.
all illegal,
Yeah.
right? Is
Well,
the gigolo
I
illegal?
I feel like the gigolo is the same as like, you know, if you take me on a date and then we end up effing, like,
It's on accident.
what's the difference?
It's like the dating app. Can you
Yeah.
give me a truly, please? Okay, so what did I say?
Sorry, we got off
The
topic,
The
yeah.
head. No, it's fine.
Yeah.
The flesh is boiled away, right, from the head.
What are these officers thinking? They're obviously throwing up. They're
Yes.
smelling all these bodies. They're seeing all this
disgusting.
flesh. They're not getting hungry from it. It's so
No,
awful.
I do
and
not
so the
want
cops
Subway no
were
more.
like, "Who are these guys?
I'm
Who
gonna
are
eat
these
spaghetti
guys?"
tonight. What?
The cops were like, "Who are these guys?" And they were like, "Okay, so back at the station." Dennis was like, "Well, you know, I don't know all of them, but one of them's named Steven, one of them's named John, and I have no idea who that third victim is." But Nilsen, he would like Dennis, his name is Nilsen.
Yeah.
He was like, "I'm ready to get this off my chest." And so he took them to his old apartment on the other side of London, and he took them to the garden, and he's like, if you dig up this garden, I'm sure you'll find the remains, some hearts,
Oh, yeah.
and some bones of other men. And so they did. They spend the whole day and night, and they find bones of 8 different bodies, over 1,000 fragments,
Oh.
and they have no missing person cases.
What?
No.
Oh, wait, now, yeah, this is getting good.
No missing person cases.
Yeah.
So I need to tell you who the hell Dennis is and like
Come
what
on.
drove him
Right,
to
yeah,
this.
yeah.
So Dennis was born in 1945, so he's real old. His parents were actually married. He had a mama and he had a daddy, but daddy was always like gone off, like he didn't give a shit about the family. He would come only to do mama.
Yeah.
And that is how she had kids. Like he would be gone. He like had another
Oh.
life somewhere. He'd come
Oh,
back.
yeah.
He'd do the dirty, and she'd get pregnant.
Yeah.
So he had 3 siblings. He had an older brother and a younger sister, and he was the middle child.
So he's
Star.
already messed- yeah,
He's
yes.
already.
He's already messed
It's
up.
always the middle child.
you know,
Sorry,
can I-
Caroline.
What you got wrong with the middle child?
Sorry,
I
Caroline.
don't know. Can I just say, too, that even since 1945, that men are still the same. But anyway.
That men are still the same.
We ain't never going to change. damn
Ain't
it.
never gonna change.
Yeah.
Listen, just because I'm the black sheep, ain't gonna hate on damn middle child.
Okay,
You're the
Jan.
black sheep because you like the black sheep.
Jan. Okay, Jan. It's always Marsha.
Sure, Jan.
Sure, Jan. I can see it. Okay, go.
So Dennis described his mom as very like ice cold, right? She was ice cold. She showed the other kids love, but not him. But he loved his grandpa. It's always the grandpa.
It's always the grandpa.
It's always the grandpa.
There's 3 of them that
His
like the
grandpa was his protector, was his hero. They would go on these long walks by the sea. And grandpa was a fisherman. So when grandpa would go off on the boat, his life felt empty, like totally empty until he returned.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Well, guess what happened to Grandpa?
Grandpa died.
He died.
And then
So he's lost now,
Nilsen,
yeah.
So he's gone. So
hates his life
Dennis
now.
is totally empty. But
Yep.
this is how he found out Grandpa died. His mama, who's ice cold, says, "Hey, Grandpa's here. Do you want to see Grandpa?" Dennis runs.
Showed him an urn.
Showed
Him his head.
His coffin is on the kitchen table.
Oh, shit.
Is that what you do in London, or is that what you did back then? The dead body comes to the house,
And you put it on
and
the
it's
kitchen
in the
table?
kitchen.
Okay, damn. Like my cereal was there.
So
Bitch. I just made that shit. Go ahead.
I'm pissed.
So he sees his grandpa, and his grandpa's lips were purple, and he was pale, and that is how he learns about death at 6 years old.
Oh, he was 6.
It's starting to make sense now. I see where
At
this is going.
6 years old,
He just wanted his grandpa back. That's why he killed all those people. But it doesn't explain why he was targeting that specific group of people yet. To me.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
let's go.
Okay,
Let's
yeah.
go.
Let's do it.
Because here it comes. Okay, so he misses grandpa, right? So for comfort, he would go on these walks where he and his grandpa would go on these walks by the sea. And he felt close to his grandpa by the sea. And then,
Bunch of semen.
no, sea semen. So then he was like, what if because remember his grandpa was a fisherman on the sea. So he would say, maybe if I go into the water and I drowned, my grandpa might come back and save me. So he would go and fake drowning. He would go in like neck deep water and put his head in the water, and he would like frail about and act like he was drowning because he was like, my grandpa's sure to come save me.
Right.
He's here in the sea, right? This is where he spent all of his time. And his grandpa never came. His grandpa never came. Well, one day he did that. This is like years after, like it's like 10, 11, 12. One day he went out there and grandpa didn't come. But a boy did. And he was actually almost drowning because he lost his footing. Undertow caught him. Waves were going over and he was almost drowning. But a young boy went out there and saved him and brought him to shore and rubbed on him.
Oh, hell.
And he said he felt the most calm in his life. Now I read 2 different reports.
Okay.
One report said that the boy masturbated and ejaculated on his body while he was on the beach. Another report said the boy just fondled him while he was there kind of laying like unconscious.
Okay.
Either way,
That's weird as shit.
it's weird.
Yeah.
Either way, Dennis said instead of that being a horrible experience, he thought about that every night before he went to bed.
Oh.
The boy's hands
Like-
on him
Yeah.
and how close he was to death and how calm he felt at that time. And that is when he knew he was gay. That is when he knew. But this is what 50s, and he was very shameful.
Okay.
Like it was against the law. His family like cursed it, so he knew that he could not like tell anybody. But he loved the boys in the school. But then he was like, "But am I gay?"
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, that comes
Let
up.
me
Doesn't it?
let me test this out on my older brother.
Oh my goodness.
You didn't see that?
You screwed up.
You didn't see that shit coming.
I can't do this anymore. I might have to leave.
So he goes into his older brother's room while he's
and he starts
sleeping.
rubbing on his brother, and his brother
He
gets
puts
pissed.
his hand. This is explicit, you guys.
Who cares?
He puts his hand in his brother's pajamas, and all he does is feel his little body parts.
Okay. Oh, hell.
And Dennis knew he was gay for sure right then and
He
there.
got an erection.
No, he ejaculated full.
Just from touching?
Just from touching.
Oh.
So when he was walking back to his room, he was like, "Oh yeah, something's wrong. My pants are wet."
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. He was so young.
But
He didn't even know what it meant.
his brother was like,
Pissed.
"You are gay."
Okay, like bro, what are you doing?
And so his brother hated him, told
Oh,
all the
for sure,
friends.
for
So of
sure.
course he was ridiculed. And so
Oh, yeah.
he was like, "I don't want to acknowledge this. I don't want to acknowledge this. Hey, I'm not gay, but I love my little sister."
Let me
And
go
these
touch her
guys
next.
that I think look like my little sister, maybe I just see my little sister in them, and that's why I like these guys. So he was like, let me test it out on my little sister.
What the hell?
So he touches his little sister, but he don't like that.
He was like, fuck that.
He was like, oh no, this ain't that. I'm not about this life.
Oh,
So
wow.
then he's like, yeah, I'm gay.
Where the hell are the parents? Well, Dad's out. Okay.
Dad's
Dad
gone.
out.
It's just Mom. Now Mom has a new boyfriend coming in. They
so
get
she's-
married.
so
She's busy doing her own
she's
thing.
on there.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have 4 more kids, so now there's 7 kids in the house.
Oh, okay.
That will make you a serial killer.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And so he's like, they're poor, they don't have anything, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna leave. So he goes to this like army corps, like for little kids at age 14, because he knows he wants to go to the military. So let me go to this military school. And he loves it. Like, he doesn't tell anybody he's gay, but he loves it. He learns how to be a chef there. He has friends. But he doesn't shower with them because he's afraid to get an erection. So they all shower. He comes back, and then he masturbates in the shower by himself.
Oh, that's so sad.
I know. Like, have somebody join you.
Yeah, shit.
Oh, no.
So
I'm
surely
sure somebody.
Yeah.
It's always somebody
Yeah.
you can find. So then he starts fantasizing, and he notices that the guys that he's fantasizing about are unconscious in his fantasies.
Oh, no.
He doesn't want anybody really like touching him.
He does not like to be touched. Okay.
Like he doesn't want anybody like responding to him. So when he's fantasizing, they're passed out or unconscious.
Oh, hey.
So he ends up graduating from that and joining the real military, and he is stationed in West Germany, which is where Jeffrey Dahmer was stationed.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so there he has friends, but all his friends are heterosexual, or at least he thinks they are. So he can't let it out, but they get drunk and they party, and he finds himself passing out, prone position, so on his stomach. And his hope is that one of his friends will
gonna
take
pass out on somebody.
advantage
Oh,
him
and do him a booty.
while he's passed
While he's passed out. Okay.
But it's not
So
that
he
they will like get drunk and
wants
like do it like, and they know that they're doing it.
Right.
It's that he gets drunk and he's passed out, and they want to do a lifeless or unconscious body. Like, that's the fantasy.
Oh my gosh.
So every time he fake passes out, he wakes up real pissed because when he does it,
Well, how would he know he's passed out?
I think that's everybody's.
he's faking passed out.
It's everybody's fantasy, low key. Yeah, I can't wait for the day that I wake up and there's just something in my mouth. Oh, there it is. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's what we're starting the morning with. All right.
Oh, what's on my chin? Oh, this is Christy stuff.
Is that what you did yesterday?
Now I remember.
Yes.
So he wanted it to be a passed out situation. He didn't want to engage. He wanted them to just take advantage because that's what he wanted to do to them.
Right.
So if somebody else did it to him, he was like, "Oh, this is normal. I don't need to feel so bad." So then it got so bad to where he was just looking at paintings of dead bodies, and he was jacking off to that.
Oh my
He would
God.
put makeup on, like dark and purple lipstick, and he would masturbate to himself in the mirror because he loved the fact of a dead body. So we obviously know that's what he's attracted to,
Okay.
right?
Dead people.
So
Gotcha.
now he's gone, like he's graduated or whatever you do,
Like, how
retired
do
from
you
the
get to
military.
that point, though? Like
I think the whole grandpa thing did it for him
Yeah.
at that young
That's
age.
the, yeah.
to the
And the
dead
love-
people? To the wanting to do dead people?
The love that he felt for his grandpa.
When his
there.
grandpa was dead in
Yeah,
purple?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Somehow it like mixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the emotions
Your
mixed.
brain
Listen,
is developing.
Yeah.
How I've said the brain is really crazy.
It is
Right.
so crazy.
And it's lots of wrinkles. But anyways, go ahead.
So now he becomes a cop when he's out of the military.
Oh, hell.
But part of his job is arresting men for engaging in sexual, because it's way back then and it's illegal. So
Okay.
he's like, I can't do this because I am. So that's when he becomes a civil servant, right?
Yeah.
So then he's like living his life. He's like, fuck this. I'm going to go to London. I'm going to live the life. I'm going to go to gay pubs. I'm going to have casual sex. But he hates it.
Oh, no.
I was going to say, that's the dream.
It's the best part.
Yeah.
Like, that's fun,
Living
right?
your best life.
He describes it as soul destroying because all he wants is a boyfriend.
Oh,
He wants a relationship.
with a dead boyfriend.
He's lonely, right?
He's a dead boy, yeah.
So he's so lonely. He finds a homeless man. He finds a homeless man and he brings him home and he makes him his boyfriend. So they're together for about a year. They get a dog named Bleep. They walk the dog every day.
That sounds really gay.
Bleep.
Yeah.
That's so gay.
Hello, Bleep. Good top of the morning to you, Bleep.
He cooks for him every night. Like Dennis pays the bills. Like he's living his best
I mean,
life.
that's pretty nice.
Sign me up.
I'm actually not mad about it.
Keep the dog,
David's
Bleep.
got the life, right?
Yeah.
But David says he's crazy, so he ends up leaving him.
Oh.
And so Dennis falls even further
Yeah.
because
Oh,
now
no.
somebody else left him, right?
Right.
Grandpa left him. Family don't accept him.
He's having abandonment issues.
Yep.
He's having abandonment issues. He's lonely.
This is making me
So
nervous.
over the next 18 months,
I'm sorry. I'm getting all
He's
nervous. I'm just like
killing.
peeling this shit off. Okay. I need something to play
You did
with.
not pick a good time to stop drinking. I'm telling you that.
I'm going through withdrawals. I've been hungover all day. And I've been really just like getting my shit together.
oh, get your shit
Sounds
together.
terrible.
Yes.
Now, don't be getting drunk tomorrow, and you could have got drunk with us today.
No, ma'am. I'm busy tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes,
man.
I am busy tomorrow. The new
Okay.
Pokemon comes out. Fuck that.
Is that a movie? What is that?
The game.
I don't
It's a-
know.
It's a game. It's a game.
Is that the game where you go track the things on your phone?
No, that's
Pokemon?
different. It's a different game.
Okay.
But then I have to review my next episode and all this other.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Okay, so
besides
you
the
gotta
point.
work. You gotta be a grown-up.
I've got yes.
You gotta be a grown up.
Before
Okay.
I play the game.
I'm not
I know.
going to be mad then.
Yeah. Work first.
So he's mad, and so over the next 18 months, he tries again to like live the single bachelor life, like
Yeah.
one night stands, and then he'll have a boyfriend for a minute, but it's like 2 weeks, a month, 3 weeks.
Story
They
of my
never
life.
want to live with him.
Basically. Yeah. Yeah.
They never want to live with him. They never want to like be committed. They just leave. So then on New Year's Eve, he's like, I've had enough. He meets a guy named Kenny at a pub. They drink, and he invites Kenny back to his house. But they don't have sex.
Oh.
They pass out in the same bed together, but they've had a blast.
Yeah. So get out. Mm-mm.
They
So-
didn't even okay.
He wakes up the next morning and he starts being real nervous and having anxiety because he knows Kenny's going to want to leave. And he don't want Kenny
He doesn't
to
want
leave.
Kenny to leave.
So he thinks of
yeah.
all these scenarios. I can make him breakfast. I can do this. I can, make another date.
Yeah.
But ultimately, Kenny will still leave.
He's still leaving.
So there's only one way to make Kenny stay.
Yeah, you gotta kill Kenny.
Yep.
Gotta kill Kenny.
Somebody kill
All right.
Kenny.
And
Yep.
doesn't Kenny die all the time in South Park?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kill Kenny. No, kill Kenny. So he goes to his closet. He grabs a tie and he strangles him
Oh.
till he's unconscious.
Hmm.
And then he drowns him in a bucket. So here's that water aspect and drowning
Oh, yeah.
wait
coming
a-
back. That
I
is
see.
like connected somehow to Grandpa.
Oh,
Yeah.
So he
my.
gets a big bucket of water and he sticks his head in and then he drowns him. And that's how he ultimately dies, is he drowns them.
Hell.
Can you guess what he does next?
Does he fondle him?
I think he puts it in his butt. And in his
Or maybe
mouth.
in his dead mouth?
Fondle?
Yeah.
You
in the
said put
butt.
it in his butt.
Yeah.
So he stripped himself naked because this is what he says.
Oh, and he masturbated on him.
He says
His face.
his erection was so
Oh, intense. Like
intense
it was so
that it
hard.
hurt in his jeans. So he had to come off.
Oh.
And all he had to do is rub Kenny's body and he was done.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
no.
That's
That
how
was
much he
so electric.
anticipated it.
Wow.
And then that same night, like multiple times, ejaculation, like
Oh.
masturbation, though.
Oh.
He's a necrophile, but he never penetrates.
Okay.
Oh, he just masturbated on the dead bodies? So that's
He would do
considered...
sexual acts. Sexual acts with a dead body can make you a necrophile.
Okay, gotcha.
Like you do it like that, but what is
It
that?
can be like blowjobs. It can be like
So he would give
fondling
the
them.
dead guy a double job,
He would do whatever.
but he wouldn't put it in his butt.
No,
Yeah.
he never sodomized him.
I
that's a better
think the
to
way I
say
was
it.
understanding it was that he was getting off on just the dead body being there, because now there's
Yeah.
a sense of he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
He's here with me
Forever.
But everybody else looking from the outside in is like, that nigga dead. Like,
Yes.
he's dead. Like,
Yes.
So
he's done so. Yeah, he's toast.
He is toast.
So now he's like, Kenny, you're real dirty and you're too beautiful to be this
Oh,
dirty.
he had to give him a shower and put makeup on him.
Puts-
Did dress him up like a mannequin, put up clothes on him. I'm just guessing everything.
No. He does give him a bath. He runs the bath water
Yeah.
and he washes them up and he puts on clean underwear and clean socks and then he sleeps in the bed with him and they cuddle.
Oh, but that's so
Cuddle.
Yeah.
And they cuddle.
And I will say that's the closest to cuddle. I've never even had that kind of attention. Okay, mine are hit it and quit it. So damn. Now I know where I rank.
Oh, we can be like
Luckily-
Andrew Dree murders and sleeps.
So for the next 8 days, he looked forward to coming home to Kenny because this was his new flatmate. He would like prop Kenny on the bed, spread eagle Kenny, and he would sit in between his legs and they'd watch TV.
Oh, that's
He would cook
sweet.
dinner
Wow.
Okay.
and he'd have a conversation with Kenny.
And Kenny's just sitting there, just like dead as fuck. Like
Dead.
And he's like rotting.
They
Okay.
would sit next together. Like I picture him having like the popcorn bowl on like Kenny's lap
He
and
could
him
just put
just
his
like
arm on.
eating.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like, Kenny, what do you think of this movie? He's
Yeah.
like, Kenny, don't get an attitude with me.
full on
Kenny.
conversations with Kenny.
Must be good because you ain't
They're
saying nothing.
basically courting.
They never did they have any arguments?
Okay. Sounds like a perfect relationship to
Sounds
me.
good
Where
to
do I
me.
sign up? Yeah.
But you know, all good things come to an end because Kenny's about to start like rotting away,
Decomposing.
Uh-huh.
decomposing.
Yep.
So he wraps them up in a shower curtain and he pulls up these floorboards and he stores them under this floorboard.
Oh.
But
well.
Kenny's still real close, so he can still talk to him.
Yeah,
you
for
know.
sure.
But he's lonely again. He has to go back out and he finds Martin, and Martin is also panhandling. And he gets Martin and he invites him in. They catch a taxi together. They come over to the house and he does the same thing to Martin, right? He strangles him and just the side, he escalates every time, right?
Oh my.
So Martin's like dirty. So Martin takes a shower and he sees Martin like naked. So he's like, oh yeah, Martin's mine.
Oh yeah.
But they have a full-on conversation because Martin's like this young kid. He ran away from home.
Did he come across and he had all those rugged hands like you know? he
Yeah.
couldn't-
I mean, maybe he crossed
Is
the other
Martin from
border.
Did he
Mexico?
cross the border?
No, well, this is London. Maybe he's from like Pakistan or something.
Oh, maybe he's gay.
Who knew
He
what
got
was
rough
going on in the thing? Yeah.
hands.
So,
Hey.
we'll see.
Well, Dennis was like, let me cook for you. And in his mind, Dennis was like, I just want to find him a job. I want to do something good. I'm going to find Martin a job. I'm not going to kill him. I'm not going to kill him.
gonna be
And then guess what?
Killed him.
Like, he didn't even know. He wrapped this stuff around his neck and he killed him.
Oh shit.
And then all he had to do, so what he did to Martin, like Martin was dead, supine position. So his back and his body was facing up, right?
Yeah.
So Dennis got on top of him, bucket naked,
Bucket nakeds.
and he took his very erect,
Oh.
dangly langly,
Dang.
and
Remind me to
all
call
he
that.
had to do is touch Martin's non-erect, dead dangly langly, and he spewed everywhere.
Oh wow.
Just the fact of,
He's getting all
Like the
hot and bothered
contact-
over
the
here.
contact, yeah.
but with a dead body.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
That's
super
what
gross.
it is.
It's
It's
all
like
cold
the
and
dead.
slimy and
Yeah, it's probably not cold yet.
it's
still
like the men
warm.
of Junction 84.
Excuse me?
Nothing.
And so he keeps going with Martin for a little while. And then, of course, what's his ritual? What does he do?
Martin
next?
starts
Yeah.
smelling.
No, he
they go
gives
watch
him a bath.
movies.
So he's like, you know what, Martin, you're real dirty. You got jizz all over you. It's time to take a bath.
Yeah.
So he runs the bath water and he puts Martin in the bath. He goes, fix himself a rum and Coke because that's his drink of choice. That's probably what we should have
drank
drank.
that.
Right.
Way to go. You ruined
And then
podcast.
he's like, you
Podcast
know
over.
what? Couples, take baths together.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Hello, we're missing out.
yeah,
So-
I could not fit in a bathtub with
He stripped naked and
basically a
he got
jacuzzi.
Yeah.
in the bathtub
Yeah.
with him
Wow, that's so romantic.
with the dead body.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
shit.
yeah.
And then he sang a song to him.
Oh,
Ask
well,
me what
that's normal.
song.
what?
It's an Elton John song.
Candlelight in the wind. What is it? Candle in the wind? I don't know. What did he sing to him?
You
Adele.
are my sunshine.
Oh, hell no.
My only
I would
sunshine.
sing
can't
Adele.
I can't hear that
Hello,
song. Yes.
it's me.
There you
Are
go.
you on it?
Is that Adele on this podcast?
Actually,
just
guys,
like
I
her.
just watched an Adele concert, the one on Hulu, and I died.
Did you?
Was it that great? Or was it horrible?
No, it was so. It's Adele.
I know.
Okay.
She's
So
great.
I'm gonna do a side note really quickly, so you can take some drinks. But my one of my sisters is obsessed with Adele, and so obviously, I mean, Adele's amazing.
Yeah, she's
how can
cool.
you not be? But then now she just got a divorce, and she has a kid, and she had this new album that came out, and then I saw on Hulu she had this like whole presentation of this show that was like in LA or in Hollywood, and I mean, she's like beautiful, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm lesbian right now, or at least right now.
I'm gonna check it out when I get home.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
I'll have
so
some Adele.
good. And then also my dog Jax will sing with me when I'm singing at the TV.
That's so cute.
I'll send you the video.
Yes, please.
But anyways, I thought I sounded so good when I was singing. So
You
then
probably sounded just like her.
I did. I think
you
I'm going to
did.
try out for American Idol.
That
That
is-
still around?
Yeah.
It's
Sure.
over.
Is it?
The
Let's
do
voice.
it.
The voice.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, go.
I forgot where it was. He sang to him, and then
Yes.
he had to get rid of him and put him under just like everybody else. But he felt bad because when he put Martin under the floor with Kenneth is now decomposed.
Oh yeah, Kenneth's like
And so
Yeah,
he's
Kenneth is
smelling. He's
gross,
got like
yeah.
maggots and like flies everywhere. Then he looks at Martin, and Martin's like, "Oh, but you're a baby. I feel so bad. I'm just not going to kill any more young kids."
Right. Just the old
oh
ones.
yeah.
So he goes out, and it's August 20th, and he finds Billy. And Billy
Oh, Billy.
comes back to his house, and Billy's a prostitute, and Billy offers
Is
to
that
have
called
sex
a
with
pimp?
him for payment.
Okay.
No, boys
Oh.
can be prostitutes, right?
I don't know.
I feel like sometimes I am.
Well, that's what that's how
You're
that's how he
Yes.
got money, is like he would have sex for money. So he offered Dennis, and Dennis was like, "No, I have morals. I will never pay for sex."
Right.
Maybe it's like Chippendales, and that's where you found him.
They were just at a regular pub.
Like a pub.
Yeah,
okay.
down there. But here's the problem. They were
Okay.
going to have mutual sex, but Dennis couldn't make it work.
Oh.
Oh.
And so
'cause
he
he's alive.
blamed it on his alcohol intake.
Oh, whiskey
so
dick.
yeah.
Mhm.
But he
Never stopped me.
realized, he was like, I think Billy is too alive.
Yeah.
He's too alive.
Too
I
alive,
think he's
yeah.
too
You know, when you're
lively.
breathing, it's a little too much.
It's
Yeah.
a
for me
little
to handle.
different.
Okay, like you're moving and shit. Like,
Yeah.
Quit. I need you to be
Yeah.
totally still. I need you to be pale. I need
Yeah.
you to be not breathing. Well, Billy was breathing, and so Dennis went about that live. So
Oh,
when Billy
hell.
went to the bathroom, he snuck up on Billy, and he strangled him with his belt and like broke his neck.
Oh no.
Then he was able to do what he wanted to do with Billy. And that night, he set up the mirror, and he had Billy strapped, and he was on top of Billy, and he had is it called systemic? Multiple orgasms, like in a row.
Oh,
like,
wow.
done, another one.
That's
done,
like a female.
Another one.
Oh, wow.
Males usually don't do all
Yeah,
that.
that's-
Well,
That's like
he did.
females.
I feel like I have a higher standard to set now.
Yeah.
I mean,
you need to get it
I need to.
together.
Yeah, I
Get
thought I
it
was the shit. Never. No, I'm
together.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, apparently.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not shit. Okay. There you go.
and so and so Billy was his flatmate for the next couple days.
Okay.
Right? And then till he had to add him to the floor. So then it's like, there's no
floor.
more room in the floor.
So
What
I
am I
gotta
going
move.
to do
You got to move.
with all these people? And it's stinking. Okay, so now he's got all these bodies, right?
Okay.
And he's got to get rid of them. How do you think you should get rid of all these
Well,
bodies? He don't have a car. He can't
needs
go
to
and dump
probably
them in
put
the river.
acid on him.
That's what Jeffrey Dahmer did. But he's like, you know what? I'm just going to have a big bonfire, like a neighborhood bonfire.
Or did he eat them?
He puts them in his backyard. He puts old furniture on them. First, he dismembers them, like piece by piece by piece.
Yeah, because you got torso here, arm here, leg here.
Yes, and he keeps one part of their body. What do you think?
The pee-pee.
The pee-pee?
The booty hole.
The body?
The mouth.
The torso? The chest?
The heart?
Oh, the heart.
No.
Why?
Because he feels really connected with these. Like, to him, this is like true love. When he was in the bathtub with Martin, he was like, I'm in love with Martin. This is how love feels. He's never felt that before. So he pulls all their heart out. I said it real serious.
Yeah.
He pulls Kenneth's heart, Martin's heart, and Billy's heart, and he puts it in his own little bag. And then he burns their bodies, and all the neighborhood kids are like roasting marshmallows.
Oh, hell.
Making s'mores.
To hell with that.
He throws tires on top of it to mask the smell.
Oh, because rubber smells, or I guess
Rubber smells worse than dead bodies.
Apparently,
Does it really? Okay.
Apparently.
And then when it's done, he crushes the skulls because they don't burn, puts them in a garden, and now people are growing their flowers. And Kenneth and Martin
Are all grown up with the plants.
And nobody even knows these people.
No.
They have no life.
No idea.
And they have nobody cares.
Yeah, that's
Great. That's actually
that's the story of
That's the
itself,
saddest part of the story.
Yeah, seriously. Like, they didn't even matter. Like, what was the odds?
No,
you know
they
what I
did
mean?
not care.
It's sad. He picks the one. They know how to pick them.
Right.
So over the next 18 months, he does this to about 11 more men. He has two more bonfires, and then he gets a knock at the door, and his landlord is like, "You got to go.
Yeah.
Like, your apartment stinks. We're redoing the apartments." And Dennis is like, "I can't afford to go." And he's like, "Well, I'll give you £1,000. You got to go." So Dennis is like, "Bet, I'll go. I'll give me a new apartment."
Yeah.
And he moves to another side of town, but this apartment has no backyard. And it has no garden, and it has no shed, and it has no privacy. So if he kills again, what's he gonna do with these people?
Yeah.
Like, it's on the top floor.
He's gonna put them in the sewer.
He can't put them under the floor.
Oh, he flushes them. He flushes them.
In the sewer.
That's what's going on.
Yes.
Hello.
Look at these context clues. So he is like, okay, I gotta move. Let me get rid of these last bodies. So he has the last fire, right? And he cuts out all of their intestines because he's like, that's what stinks. It's not the meat. It's not like their gluteus maximus or their biceps. It's their like liver and their intestine. So he cuts all that out and he puts it in a cooler in his Yeti bag. And he takes it to the park and he buries it by a bush. So he's getting rid of that so the smell's not so bad. Because he has 2 months to get out of the apartment. He has his last bonfire, and then he moves to a new apartment. And he's like, I'm never going to kill again. This is a new start. I'm so ashamed of myself. I don't want to be a psycho necrophiliac.
Right.
I'm never going to do it.
Too late.
So it's like when you try to stop drinking, and he's like, day 1.
Oh, yeah.
Day 2.
Just white knuckling
Got
it.
it.
Yeah.
Like, every day is like a success. Well, then it's his birthday. So he's got to go to the bar for his birthday. And a guy named Paul runs into him. And he tries to kill Paul, but something in his head tells him, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. So he stops strangling Paul, like mid-strangle. And when Paul wakes up, he says, Paul, you look like shit. And Paul's like, what's wrong? And he gets in the mirror, and he's got like the scar around his neck, and his eyes are bloodshot. And he's like, Paul, I'm going to need you to go to the hospital. Something's not right. So when Paul went to the hospital, he was like, I think you drank too much.
Yeah.
So Paul went to the hospital, and they were like, somebody tried to strangle you. And he knew it was Dennis, but he's like, who's going to believe me?
Right.
So he just like went on with his life.
Oh, hell, Paul, come on now.
But
he survived.
according to Dennis, he was like, there's another day I didn't kill. This is a successful
Oh,
day.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Good
he's
job,
like,
Dennis.
is
There you
he
go.
sober? He's still sober.
We count it. We counted it.
He's sober.
He's doing so good.
But John wasn't so lucky. He killed John in the bathtub, but he was so disgusted with himself and yelling at himself. But he was like, now what am I going to do with John? So he kept John in the bathtub for 3 days. And then eventually he got John and he removed his clothes and he dismembered him. Remember, he was a chef, so he knew how to chop up pigs and cows.
So this is Catherine Knight.
This is Catherine Knight's brother, I think.
Yeah.
So
Catherine Knight slept with knives over her bed, by the way.
Oh, shit. Wives with knives.
Yep.
I told you she's probably on the ID channel.
She probably is. Look her up. Catherine with a K.
I have to get that app. Remind me to get the app.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he would remove the organs first. And he got the organs and he chopped them up and he balled them up like this. And then he rolled them in toilet paper and he flushed them down the toilet. Then he chopped off the hands and he chopped them up on his cutting board that he cooked for other people. And he flushed those off the toilet. Then he chopped off the head and he put them in a pasta pot. And he boiled all the flesh away.
This is Catherine Knight, for sure.
And then he flushed that down the toilet.
It makes me want fettuccine.
He said,
I know. I'm going to go with spaghetti. Let's go to you want to go to Fazoli's?
Ew.
I can't. I have to.
It's probably
I have
dead
to drink
bodies.
a protein shake.
Oh, no. That's upsetting.
Yeah, I've been bloated all day. It's the Buchanans. Anyway. I've been bloated and hungover, but goddamn it, I made
let's
it
go to
But
Macaroni
he's
Grill.
here, dang it. We're so glad he's here.
Thank you.
So he had to flush the commode 85 times that night.
Did he count?
He did count.
Oh,
that water bill,
wow. He
though.
must have been an accountant.
Yeah.
And then he was like, well, F it. I killed him, so I might as well kill this next guy.
Well,
So he killed another guy.
Is somebody going to catch me? Like, he's like, nobody's catching
he's
me,
gotten away
so
with
I'm
it.
just going to keep doing
for
it.
so long
But he's
already.
like wanting to get caught.
No, well, maybe so, but he can't. According to him, he can't control himself. Like, these are impulses.
Yeah, but he's like, he's wanting to
can't
stop, but he's not
but he
getting,
can't.
but nobody's even, there's like nobody even remotely looking for any of these people. So
Right.
there's like
No.
no way he's it's not like he's hiding. I mean, I guess he's hiding the bodies, but he's not even getting looked into. So.
This is ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he
It's like
does
he lives in
Graham
Texas.
Allen the same way, right? He tries to, but by this time he's got dead bodies in his house and it smells so bad. And he tries to like have sexual relations with Graham, but he can't because it smells so bad. He can't even like do the things that he wants to do. So he just cuddles Graham, French kisses him, and talks to him until he falls asleep. Then he takes a bath with him. Then he gets out of the bath, leaves Graham in the bathtub for 3 days.
He has to drug these people.
Yeah.
He
You can't just be going taking a bath with people on you meet on the first day. I mean,
They're dead.
oh, he killed him already. Okay.
They're dead. They're
new
dead.
here.
Your brain. She just got here. So okay, so he did that to Graham, right? And then here comes the self-hatred. He's like, oh my God, my apartment stinks. I'm a psycho. I love dead people. What's wrong with me? Let me buy
Basically.
16 cans of air freshener and maybe it'll smell better. It don't smell better.
Just go turn yourself in.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're done here.
So
It's over.
now, and this is what happened. His last person is Stephen Sinclair. He's a drug addict.
Yep.
And he kills Stephen because he says Stephen's a heroin addict and he's
helping out the society.
Helping him.
Yeah, that's
he's
good.
ridden him of his life of misery.
Yeah.
And he does the same thing to Stephen that he does to the other ones.
Yep.
But then when he gets up the next morning and goes to work, his neighbor stops him and the neighbor's like, is your toilet flushing?
He's
he's like,
working great.
He's like, yeah, mine's fine, but y'all's, I'm clogging up y'all's because he's at the attic.
Oh, because he's at the top. So yeah,
all his
everybody's
shit's
fucked.
flushing
Okay.
down and clogging up
Yeah, got human
everybody
bodies
else.
coming
Oh, don't ask me if you can use mine.
So he's talking to Bleep, his dog, and he's like, Bleep.
Is
Oh,
Bleep
Oh, I
there
forgot
for
about
all this?
Bleep. Oh,
Bleep
shit.
is there living through all of these
He has to
murders?
lock up Bleep every time he chops up a body because Bleep is
Listen.
trying to get at it.
Okay.
I feel real bad for Bleep.
Yeah, poor Bleep.
Poor
But
Bleep.
he probably fed those people to Bleep.
I
Some
wonder if
people. He
Bleep is
probably got some
around now.
remnants.
No, Bleep
Oh,
is dead.
I will tell you about Bleep.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I will tell you about Bleep.
You know I'm
he's like,
staying
Bleep,
now.
He's like, Bleep, if everybody else's toilet's not working but ours is, they're going to come inspect ours. So I'm going to put in a report and say my shit's not working, right?
Oh.
So he does, and he tells the landlord, he's like, okay, so everybody's stuff's clogged up. And that's when plumber Mike comes in. And that's when he discovers all the shit, right? So they find out that it's Dennis.
Yeah.
They find out everything he's done. He's told them everything that I just told you.
Right.
Yeah.
And so in October of 1983, he's charged with only 6 of the murders and 2 attempted murders because he chose people who didn't really have identities, right? Like he didn't know half their names. There were no missing reports. So out of 16, he was charged with 6. There were 2 witnesses, Paul and Carl. Those were the 2 that got away
Yeah.
They got
from
away?
him.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Remember?
Two of
yeah.
them
One
got
of them went
away.
to the hospital. Yeah.
The one that went to the
yeah,
hospital.
Yeah.
And this guy said he went over there to spend the night. He was choked in the sleeping. This is when he had a conscience.
Right.
So Dennis tried to choke him in his sleeping bag, but then like stopped and then encouraged him to go to
So
the...
he was like
yeah.
trying to play mind games. Remember? Yeah.
Yes.
Hell.
So there was 2 of them, and they testified to him. When the jury deliberated, they came back with hung jury.
Oh,
Like they could
hell.
not come to a consensus.
Oh wow.
Half of them thought Nilsen was like insane, and the other half was like,
that's
he's crazy.
true.
He needs to go to jail.
Yeah.
What's the difference in insane and crazy?
I mean, he just needs to go to jail. Like he's evil.
like
Oh,
mentally?
so insane.
Okay. Yeah.
And like,
Did they not have? Okay.
and then he had like just go like life
Yeah.
in prison or whatever.
Right.
So the
Right, a
judge,
mistrial.
I don't know if we can do this here or if that was just back then. The judge was like, we're going to do a majority rule. So let's pull the jury. So 10-2, 10 of them thought he was totally guilty for all the murders. 2 of them thought he was insane. So he was convicted for all 6 murders. He got life in prison without the possibility of parole for 25 years.
Okay.
So he could get out in 25 years.
Oh hell. No.
Poor doggy Bleep.
Yeah. I was gonna say, what about Bleep?
Nobody wanted to adopt a serial killer's dog.
Oh, did they put him
he
down?
had no choice.
He had to be euthanized. I did this just for Caroline. She don't give a shit about the human bodies, but the
Are
dog.
you one of those? Okay. Poor Bleep. I'm just gonna I'm gonna
Listen.
go find a picture of Bleep on Google and make him my screensaver.
He was a border collie.
Oh.
Listen, that is just wrong. They are wrong for that.
So Bleep's gone. So they said that Bleep was actually his last, like, murder or death or whatever. So by December, so this happened in November. By December, somebody attacked his ass.
Yeah.
He was stabbed multiple times with a razor blade. He had to get 89 stitches, like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh,
Jeffrey Dahmer
shit.
got killed in prison.
Yeah.
By another prisoner because of what he
Hell.
done. So then he had to get stitches, but he lived.
Okay.
And he got moved to another prison that was segregated. This is what I hate about some of these because they're so brilliant. Like you expect people to go to jail and rot. He lived his best life.
Oh.
Best
What do you do, right?
life.
Yeah.
He wrote his memoirs.
Yeah.
oh
He
my.
composed music. And he translated books into Braille.
Oh.
Hey.
Like,
How
who
did you do
just
that?
learns that?
Hey,
Yeah.
I don't know.
We had a lot of time to himself when he wasn't having sex with
my
dead bodies.
gosh.
Yeah. So,
And so, and whoever wrote him a letter, Caroline, he wrote them back because he was so lonely. If
we
I
talked
knew
about
this-
writing
Yeah.
letters.
If I knew this,
Which
I
I
wrote him a letter.
yeah, we should do that. Oh, well, he's dead now.
well, that
Well,
was 1945. So is that
no, this is 1983 now.
Or he
So
was born
we
in
were 2 years
45,
old.
right?
Oh, okay.
He was born in 45.
yeah,
so-
but we can still write.
Bleep.
We can't write bleep dead.
Bleep's dead too.
Bleep is all dead.
So
Ed Kemper.
he wrote a 6,000-page autobiography that he tried to have published multiple times, and multiple times and it was denied.
What? And then they had a Netflix thing come out about him.
And then it was published January of 2021.
What?
Just now.
Just like yesterday. That was like just 5 minutes ago.
I downloaded the Audible. It's called History of a Drowning Boy.
Oh.
And y'all think I got like what was called details?
Yeah, no, that was just the tip of the iceberg.
That was like very much the G-rated version.
Oh shit! I gotta look that up.
He ends up dying in 2018 of like a heart clot, or what's it called? Pulmonary embolism.
2018 of a heart attack. Oh,
yeah.
Not sure about that.
Is that my wife?
Hey Siri, that's Siri.
That's me. So he gone. He dead.
No.
Pulmonary embolism.
Why is it telling me to do this? Go ahead. Pulmonary embolism.
Yes. And so I feel like he channeled Jeffrey Dahmer. Is there any other serial killer that you
Catherine
think?
Knight.
Well, yeah, Catherine Knight. But then there's one more putting him under the floor. The crawl space in his floor. John Wayne Gacy.
Oh, wait. Well, I haven't.
You don't know about him
No,
yet?
because all the stuff that comes up, I haven't. I'm like, until I'm gonna do it,
Cover him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go.
I was
I
gonna
just
say,
know he's the clown killer who killed like all little boys.
I was gonna say Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah,
I don't know
a little
if that was a
bit.
real guy.
A
Yeah.
little bit. Okay, so what's crazy is we call him the British Jeffrey Dahmer, but he got caught before Jeffrey Dahmer got caught. But they were killing at the same time, so they were doing the same shits at the same time. But Jeffrey Dahmer got away with it about a couple years longer than Dennis.
And Jeffrey Dahmer would stick stuff in people's brains to make them fuzzy.
That's so crazy. People are just so weird.
Anyways, y'all, that is our last serial killer story. That was a mouthful, but I had to tell y'all every detail.
I'm gonna definitely research it more when I get home. Yeah.
You've heard it all.
That's it.
You need to research another one.
That's it, darling.
Oh my goodness, Andrew, I'm so glad you came on.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry that I didn't get Liddy Kitty with you guys, but next time for sure.
We're really upset about it. But,
You have to drink with us next time.
I will. I was just giving my body a break.
Okay.
Yes,
I understand.
It's
guess.
Thanksgiving weekend. I have 2 Friendsgivings to go to.
Yes.
oh,
You know what I mean?
So a lot of carbs in the atmosphere
yeah.
Yeah.
in the future.
The holidays. This will be my second holidays while working out, and
Oh,
that's
wow.
that's the hardest. The holidays is the hardest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
There's
yeah.
always shit going on.
You know, we used to be both personal trainers.
Yeah, you know,
Oh,
we
for
were
real?
at Camp. Have you heard of Camp Gladiator?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were
We
both
were.
Camp Gladiator trainers.
Okay.
We retired from that.
You don't want to do that anymore.
No,
I actually work out with-
They don't pay us good enough anymore.
Is it like when I retired from radio?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
You weren't getting paid shit?
Yeah, it is.
There we go.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Like,
Anyways, we're so glad you came on. Come on
Thank
anytime you want to
Aw,
hear a good story.
I appreciate it, you guys. It's been such a good experience, and best of luck to you guys on the awards. I know that we're both nominated, so you know,
Maybe we'll know soon.
I don't know.
I
When
don't know.
is
Guess
it?
I need to go vote.
It's in December. Well, I think voting's closed.
Oh hell!
That's how you know you won, because we ain't both voted in a couple weeks.
I think the ceremony is on December 11th, but nobody told me what time. I don't know if I'm supposed to buy a ticket. I don't know. Like, am I automatically invited? Do I buy an outfit? Like, what are we doing?
Oh,
So yeah.
oh hell! Well, we
Can
know.
you just tell us?
Even
I don't
if
know
we
what to
don't
do.
get it, we still want to
We're
come.
gonna
and
go.
I'm gonna be your date.
You know why Caroline wants to
Yeah,
go?
what's
She saw all the black guys on the
Oh.
on the thing.
Oh, that's all you right there?
I mean,
What's that?
She's an equal opportunist.
I'm very equal opportunity.
Well, you know what? No, congratulations, and congratulations to all the success of the bloody happy hour as well.
Thank
Like, you guys, I
you.
think it was cool. It was a good experience, and I wish the best for you guys. Honestly,
Thank you,
So,
thank you,
So
thank
you
you.
for having me on the show.
Caroline, what should they do?
They should go first of all, rate, review, and subscribe.
Yeah, 5-star rating.
Yeah, only 5.
Only
If
5.
it's less than 5, we
Got
don't
you.
need you.
Yeah, we're not your friend anymore. And then tell your baby daddy, tell your Tinder dates, tell your coworker,
Yep.
share the episodes,
Yep.
do all the things.
Yep.
We guarantee somebody will get a laugh about us. Tell your pastor, and then they'll pray for us. And then to add Andrew G to that prayer list.
I had the pastor on my, not the pastor, I had a pastor on my show.
Oh, no.
I'm going to listen to that one.
It wasn't the pastor.
It wasn't the pastor.
Not the pastor.
Was the pastor here in Waco or was it somewhere else?
Did he like sprinkle holy water on you while he was doing it?
A new episode of The Public Affair comes out every Monday. And all I will say is that I was very blessed.
Wait.
Oh, no.
Wait, I just need to know, was it a Catholic pastor?
If it was, then he definitely was blessed.
Catholic priest.
Then you know. If it was Catholic, you know he got it.
Well, I don't know because he told me he was selling insurance. So, like, I feel like he sinned more than me. You lied.
What episode should we go to listen to figure this out?
Well, you should watch episodes 1 through 73 right now. Please subscribe. Can I shout out my YouTube?
Yes.
Yeah.
YouTube.com/thepublicaffair. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you guys again for all the love and support. I feel like I'm closing my show out. I almost started doing my ads. I tell the story. I can't remember like on what specific episode, but I tell it several times. And I don't think I'm ever going to have that person on the show because they may or may not live here.
Oh, mic drop.
Can you just write it down?
I will say the episode that I recorded yesterday was definitely an earful, and Aaron was here to record that, and I think I'm going to get in tons of trouble. And
he's not
nervous,
your friend anymore?
But we're not editing anything out of that. We're gonna keep it the way it is.
It's called Raw and Real.
Thank you guys again. I appreciate it.
All right, Caroline, tell him to... whatever we tell them to do.
Don't forget to stay aware,
stay alive,
and always be DTF.
I love
you
it.
didn't even know about that.
And keep it between us.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.
Are you ready for a rewarding career in the electrical industry? Quality Electric of the Coastal Carolinas, QECC, is looking for qualified electricians and electrical helpers to join its Charleston team. QECC offers guaranteed full-time hours, make up to $30 per hour with possible performance bonuses and career growth opportunities. Enjoy benefits like health insurance, dental and vision coverage, 401k plans, and more. If you're a motivated, experienced electrician, this job is for you. QECC is an equal opportunity employer. For all job inquiries, send email to hr@qeccinc.com.